Okay, so today's lesson is 9.1, Introduction to Geometry. So a point is an exact location. Use a capital letter to name a point. So here you write the point and A, or you can make the dot and then the capital A. A line is a straight path that extends without end on opposite directions. Use 2 points on the line or lowercase to name a line. We don't usually use those lowercase, okay? But when you name a line, you have to have the arrow above it. So it'd be line AB. So usually a line we think of as having 2 laser guns at the end. The line never ends. A plane is a perfectly flat surface that extends infinitely in all directions, using 3 points in any order, not all on the same line. So plane QRS is an example. A ray is a part of a line, has one endpoint, and extends without end in the opposite direction. Name the endpoint first and then the ray. So here is an example. To name the ray, you have to have the arrow here. So here's the endpoint and then the arrow, X, Y. Line segment is part of a line or ray that extends from one endpoint to another. Use the endpoints to name the segment. So here you have to have above it, the letter, the endpoint. So here a line with the endpoint, RQ. The word congruent means to have the same shape and same size, and tick marks are little lines that indicate congruent lines in a figure. So let's look at some examples. Identify the figure in the diagram. Name 3 points. Right, you can name any 3 points on this diagram right here. So you could have had point C, point B. When we see how I have that point there so that you know it's a point. Point A, point D, or point E. Any of those you could have had. 2 lines. Okay, when you are naming lines, make sure you have the line with the arrow above your 2 letters. So here it could be D, E, or you could have said ED, either way. Okay, you could have had line. And you have to look at the arrows because these are continuing. You could have had BA or you could have had AB. Either way. You could have had line DA, okay, because this continues on, so you can break it up, or you could have AD. Or the other one you could have is AE or EA. All right, a plane is any 3, and you have to write plane and any 3 letters as long as they are not in order. So you cannot pick DAE, but you can pick DAB, or you could have plane BCA. So you could use the C because it's not in the order. Okay, it can't be in a straight line. That is the only rule. But any other 3 you can have. You could have plane EAB, and there are plenty more. Okay, a ray, you have to have the line segment and then the arrow. Okay, and a ray, I can choose D, E. I could have ray BA. Okay. And there's lots of other ones. You could have had DA or AE. Okay, just as long as you have that ray sign above it. Number 5, identify the line segment that are congruent in the figure. All right, line segment. Remember, line segment, you have to have the lines above it with the endpoints. So here I would look at the tick mark. Here's tick 1, Okay, it would be line segment AE is congruent, and this means congruent, to line segment BD. That's with tick 1. Now let's look at tick 2. So 2 ticks, you have line segment AB is congruent to line segment ED, because they have 2 tick marks right here. Now let's look at 3 tick marks. You have line segment AF is congruent to line segment FE is congruent to line segment BC is congruent to line segment DC. Oh, sorry, those are wrong. AF is 4 and BC is 4. I didn't see that. So it's really line segment FE is congruent to DC, because those are 3. These are 4. So tick 4 would be line segment AF is congruent to line segment BC.